All right, so something crossed my mind the other day when I was thinking about topics to talk about because reasons. Well, yeah, Kyler Murray is culturally important, and I don't know if culture is the correct word for it, but as I go on and I talk about this for a little bit, I'm thinking this might take 3-4 minutes to explain. You'll kind of get what I'm referencing at, because it's not exactly culture ish, but here's the thing. All right, Kyler Murray is a short guy. Okay, how do I explain this? Kyler Murray is probably the shortest starting quarterback in the National Football League, besides Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson is a good 5'11", 5'12". I'm gonna Google it right now, and I'm gonna keep talking so I don't have to make a cut here. Russell Wilson's 5'11", and Kyler Murray is 5'10". Well, at least that's what Google says. I remember at his pro day, at the combine or pro day or something, motherfuckers was like, yo, he 5'9", but he gonna stretch it to get 5'10", so he doesn't. Anyways, the reason why I'm saying Kyler Murray is culturally important is because quarterbacks that short don't happen often. And I know you guys are going to point to, who was it, Doug Flutie? He was a short guy a generation or two ago. And then besides Doug Flutie, there's just the dudes from, you know, people who were playing during the fucking global wars, right? And I know my wars. Okay, I know they're not called the global wars. I'm sorry. I'm a bootleg historian. I'm a great value historian. Okay, I just want to make sure, you know, look, y'all don't give a fuck about history. Look, Kyler Murray is culturally important because Russell Wilson is a successful quarterback and he's shorter than your norm. Like, you know, despite the prototypical quarterback is what, 6'5". They want you to be 6'5". If you're 6'2" ish, they'll cut you some slack. If you're 6'3", 6'4", they'll cut you some slack. But you know, hey, I'm gonna leave that in. This is what happens when you have a dog cage literally not even 13 steps away from your fucking recording area. Anyways, what I was saying was, with Russell Wilson, and short quarterbacks don't come. They're a dime a dozen when you're rare. And these guys that are shorter, like we've seen it, okay? Even quarterbacks that are 6 foot, Lamar Jackson, or stuff like that, they're deemed short, and they're like, you might want to change positions. You're gonna have a hard time doing yada yada yada, seeing over the middle of the field, which is true-ish, is what I'm saying. But the reason why I'm saying Kyler Murray is culturally important is because as of right now, okay, Russell Wilson is perceived as one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they're just like, okay, all right, he's an outlier. And when you're the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, you're always an outlier. They want to see other people do it. That's what they want to see. So the reason why Kyler Murray is important is because culturally important is because if he's successful, you know, if he can improve, if he can, you know, live up to expectations, he's going to pave the way for other shorter quarterbacks to come into the league. And if he fails, it's going to be used against future short quarterbacks because of, you know, he failed. Because, you know, we could say, oh, Russell Wilson, you know, he's a Super Bowl champion and he's had, you know, X amount of years and he's thrown for all these yards and let Russ cook and stuff like that. But you know what the argument is going to be? It's Russell Wilson. He's good. He's an outlier. He's 5'11". But if we can say Kyler Murray, 5'10", went to the Cardinals, worst team in the league when he entered worst team in the league when he entered the league, and then he did this and this. He had a good rookie year, pretty decent sophomore year, but it kind of fell off. He had a phenomenal sophomore year, but it fell off at the end. And then if he can put it together this year, and then if he can put it together this year, have a great season, and then, you know, follow that up with 2-3, or at least have enough to get a second contract, and then play good enough for the first 2-3 years of that second contract, and Kyler Murray will be culturally important, no matter if he's deemed a bust because he's the #1 overall pick and they're expecting him to at least get playoff wins at the very least before he's, you know, deemed to mediocrity or deemed to out of the league or this, that, and the third, which I don't think is going to happen to Kyler Murray. I think he's going to be in the league for a while, especially with his athletic gifts and the fact that he's still a young player. But the thing is, like, if he can play good and earn that second contract and not crash and burn once he gets it, it's gonna pave the way for a lot of short quarterbacks. Because there's a lot of I can't name them off the top of my head because I didn't start following quarterbacks until 2 years ago. But you hear stories about guys who are really short and don't get really a chance and this, that, and the third. And height is really used to ridicule a lot of people and make people go lower than they should be, whether it's for good reasons or not. But it's just, I hate seeing people like suffer or from things they can't control. I hate it. I hate people being ridiculed for things they can't control. We can't control our height. So Kyler Murray, this is all over the place. People are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You get the point though, right? You get it? You understand? Kyler Murray is a short quarterback. If he plays good, then the NFL is a copycat league, okay? They see you do something good, they're going to try to copy it and implement, either just verbatim copy it, or they're going to copy what you did from the basis and implement it in their own way. So if Kyler Murray is good and he's 5'10", he's short, then teams are going to be less hesitant to pass up on the next short guy in the draft. They're going to be, we're not going to have, because he almost went to baseball, we're not going to have a 5'10", 5'9" quarterback saying, I'm 5'9", I'm getting drafted in the second round because of my height, I'm going to baseball, and we lose out on a stellar athlete. You know what I'm saying? Because we almost lost out on Kyler Murray. We wouldn't have seen the juking highlights with him holding the ball in one hand with the, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have had the Hail Murray. We almost missed out on that. So Kyler Murray is culturally important because his success will dictate how short quarterbacks are seen in the near future. Now, I will preface this by saying, even if he fails, it will stunt the perception of short quarterbacks for a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 years. But, then there's going to be another short quarterback that comes in and hopefully he proves the odds wrong. But if we have to place our bets on anybody to kind of make short quarterbacks acceptable, it would be Kyler Murray. Cardinals, y'all are pretty intriguing this year. A lot of intriguing teams, but Cardinals, y'all are definitely one of them. And I think the league should keep their eyes on y'all, depending on your offensive line. If your offensive line plays well, I think you guys might be in the playoffs. You're in a tough division, though. But I think this could be one of those years where 3 out of the 4 teams make it to the playoffs in that division. Well, I know a majority of the people that are going to watch this are the Kyler fans or Arizona friends. So let me know if you agree. If you're a fan of another team or whatever, and you're like, this doesn't matter, let me know. If you think I'm all over the place and you think the video is trash, let me know. But yeah, with that being said, faded to black.